Drink your coffee, read your sports, listen to the Dream Report. Let boy it boy.
The equipment market just stopped moving as one cohesive unit.
We have three different asset classes moving in three completely opposite directions.
And right in the middle of this market fracture, the Supreme Court showed up and forced a methodological reset for every appraiser using the cost approach.
It's Monday morning, April 6, 2026, and this is the Dream Report. I am Dana.
And I am Marcus. The week every equipment appraiser should have been paying attention just happened.
We need to look at the auction data from March. The market is not doing one thing right now. It is doing three different things.
Ag iron is the first anomaly. Auction volumes for ag equipment hit historic highs in March 2026.
Machinery Pete data and AgWeb both confirmed the spike, but the pricing data directly contradicts the volume.
Used planter prices dropped going right into planting season. That is the exact opposite of what seasonal patterns predict.
Buyer demand at auction is clearly not translating to price appreciation. Farmers are showing up, but they are keeping their hands in their pockets.
You have to ask what is driving that volume without price support. Dealerships are aggressively clearing their lots.
They know the new inventory is coming. They also know borrowing costs are forcing farmers to delay upgrades.
So the dealers send the used iron to the auction block, but the buyers at the auction are doing the exact same math.
They bid low. The planter prices drop right when they should be peaking.
Seasonal adjustments usually add a premium to planting equipment in March. That rule is broken this year.
So what does a spring 2026 appraisal look like when the seasonal comp data sends mixed signals?
You stop relying on the calendar. You look at the actual auction block results from last week.
Construction iron tells a completely different story. Used construction equipment was down 7.6% year over year.
That data comes straight from 4 Construction Pros. And this is not a blip. This is a sustained trend.
Ag buyers are at least showing up at the auctions. Construction buyers are staying home.
Residential starts are stalling. Infrastructure money is moving slower than projected.
That means the yellow iron sits idle. Idle iron eventually goes to auction.
Auctioneers are slashing reserves just to move the metal. You cannot use a generic equipment market adjustment anymore.
An excavator and a combine exist in entirely different markets this quarter. If you apply a flat depreciation curve across a mixed fleet right now, your values will be wrong.
Fleet adds the third variable to this mess. The freight recession economics are finally showing up in the iron.
Commercial Carrier Journal reported sleeper trucks and reefer trailers are leading the volatility in the used market.
J.D. Power showed used truck values dropping again in February. The bottom has not formed yet.
Owner-operators are exiting the market. They are liquidating their reefers and their sleepers.
Specific comps matter more than general market data right now. You cannot value a sleeper truck based on general commercial vehicle trends.
You need the exact make, model, and mileage from a recent, unreserved auction. Book values are lagging too far behind the street reality.
That brings us to the court ruling. The math behind the cost approach just changed overnight.
The Supreme Court overturning the IEEPA tariffs is unprecedented. This is a massive shift for anyone valuing heavy iron.
Forvis Mazars, EY, and CBIZ all put out guidance this week. They are outlining the next steps and the refund implications.
For appraisers, the focus is strictly on replacement cost. We factored tariff-inflated prices into the cost approach for years.
That math just changed. New equipment replacement costs need an immediate recalculation.
The cost approach has always been the most straightforward method. You find the new replacement cost and you apply depreciation.
But that only works when the replacement cost inputs remain stable. This is one of those moments where the baseline moves.
If a new wheel loader cost 15% more last month because of tariffs, that premium is gone today.
You cannot use a dealer quote from Q4 2025 anymore. That quote includes a tariff that no longer exists.
Dealers need to get on the phone with the dealers this week. You have to ask how they're adjusting their retail pricing post-ruling.
Some dealers might try to hold their prices and increase their margins, but the actual replacement cost is legally lower now.
If a manufacturer imported a machine last week, they paid the tariff. If they import it today, they do not.
The dealers are caught in the middle. They have tariff-burdened inventory sitting on their lots.
But the principle of substitution dictates a buyer will not pay more for that existing inventory if they can order a cheaper one today.
The replacement cost new must reflect the current legal reality. It cannot reflect the dealer's sunk costs.
The guidance from CBZ specifically noted that supply chains will take time to adjust, but valuation is about the effective date.
If your effective date is April 6, 2026, you must account for the tariff reversal. The market knows the tariffs are dead.
Buyers know it too. They calculate that into their bids at auction.
This creates a ripple effect. Lower new replacement costs push used auction values down even further.
We already see construction iron down 7.6%. Removing the tariff floor could push that number to 10% by summer.
Ag iron faces the same pressure. Planter prices are already dropping. Cheaper new planters will only accelerate that drop.
Fleet is a slightly different animal, but sleeper trucks still face the same fundamental math.
This is why the cost approach is shifting underneath everyone at the exact same time. You have to verify your inputs on every single report.
We face a market where historical data actively works against you. The book values from January are officially obsolete.
You have to trust the auction results over the book values. The auction block is the only place where real money changes hands.
And right now, real money is highly skeptical. Buyers calculate the tariff reversal into their bids in real time.
If your appraisal does not reflect that same calculation, your report is a liability.
The practical takeaway for this week is strict discipline. You need category-specific comps.
You need current auction data, and you need a cost approach that accounts for the post-ruling world.
If you are using generalized market adjustments or replacement costs from Q4 2025, your next report may not hold up.
The market is fractured. The math has changed. Do the work.
That is the director's report for this week.